Hey, y'all, I've been thinking on something, thought I'd share what my thought process is with you. Today I, I broke out the 7.5 inch Red Hawk and the new scope setup that I put on there a few days ago. It's a Burris 2 to 7 by 32. Got a Wiegand no drill, no gunsmithing, I think is what he called it. Scope base here, and that's awesome base right there. I love that. Use their 3 ring setup as per the recommendation for using heavy and hot 44 Magnum. And I ran 95 rounds through this when loaded, nearly 5 pound gun today. From a rest, you're not gonna hear no complaint on the group. From a rest, I shot better today at 50 yards with a handgun than I've ever shot at 25 yards with a handgun. So that particular part of it, that's all good. My dilemma, my thoughts are more about what am I doing with 44 Magnum? I'm fairly well invested in 44 Magnum as far as ammo, brass, bullet molds, uh, and 2 Red Hawks, a 7.5 inch scoped Red Hawk and my 4.2 inch Red Hawk. That was going to be my bear gun for that big trip that all us Alabama boys or broke Alabama boys are going to take one day into real bear country. Well, I tell you my problem. After running 95 rounds through that, full throttle Magnums, I'm asking myself, why? What purpose does 44 Magnum serve? Where does it fit into my world in 2024? The reason I say that is because, my new, and I'm not going to say favorite because my new favorite is the same as my old favorite, and that is 45 Colt. But this is 41 Magnum. I got 2 guns, 41 mag, this and the 4-inch model 57. There ain't nothing in this world that I'm ever going to use 44 Magnum for that 41 Magnum can't do just about as well, maybe every bit as well, but with less weight, less recoil. Even though now y'all don't take me wrong on that. Don't think 41 and think, oh well, that's close to 10 millimeter. No, it's a lot more than 10 millimeter. Don't think, well, it's in between 357 and 44. No, it's a lot closer to 44 Magnum than it'll ever be 357 Magnum. But this is lighter recoiling. And it is more fun to shoot 41 Magnum than it is to sit and shoot 95 rounds of full house 44 Magnum. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I love 41. I really do love 41 Magnum. 41 Magnum, I think, is here to stay with me. 44 Magnum in the past has been in the running for my favorite caliber, behind 45 Colt, and it has remained behind 45 Colt. 45 Colt is quite versatile. When you're using the Waco cowboy loads, the gamer loads, you still kill things with it. There's people kill deer with it, with a weak cowboy load. And then when you're in standard pressure, 250, 255 grain bullets, somewhere between 850 and 1,000 foot per second, you can solve a whole lot of problems with that. That's quite versatile. Well, and that Black Hawk, you can move up into and well through tier 2, and you can get up in tier 3 Ruger only loads. And y'all, I have a 315 grain cast bullet loaded over enough H110 to, out of that 5.5 inch barrel, get me somewhere between 1,200 and 1,300 foot per second. Probably closer to 1,250 plus than it is to the 1,200. And I ask you, and I'm thinking to myself, what purpose does 44 Magnum serve in my world? I'm not really sure anymore. Sometimes I get bored and trade. Sometimes it's just simply being bored. Well, I'm not going to take a moment of simple questioning and boredom to divest myself completely of all of the 44 Magnum, the guns, the the ammo, the brass, the bullet molds, the dies, everything. But I'll be honest with y'all, I'm thinking very seriously about it. Thinking about expanding my 45 Colt world and my 41 Magnum world, and that's in the place of the 44 Magnum. And the truth is, these two Red Hawks are about as strong of a double action 44 Magnum as you can buy. But they are heavy. They're not elegant. They don't handle well. Matter of fact, they don't fit my hand that good. But y'all, these Blackhawks, I know single action, double action, totally different thing. These Blackhawks tote nice. You know, if you think a Ruger Blackhawk is a big, heavy gun after you've toted a Colt single action Army replica for a while, and you grab that full frame Blackhawk and you think, whoa, yeah, I can tell the difference in the size. If you want to be broke of feeling like the Blackhawk is big and heavy, tote a Red Hawk a while. You will get past that quite quickly. So, like I said, I'm thinking to myself, I might, or at least I am tempted to get out of 44 Magnum and expand 41 Magnum and 45 Colt, which would mean maybe another couple of guns. I'm thinking a 6.5 inch Blackhawk 41 Magnum to go with my 4.4 5/8 inch here, and let that be my hunter. And then maybe another 45 Colt Blackhawk. I've got a 5.5 inch, maybe a 7.5, or maybe a 4 5/8. I don't know, probably a 7.5. I don't know. Thinking on all that out loud and sharing a thought process with you. What do y'all think? I know that there's nothing wrong with having overlapping cartridges and capabilities, guns and cartridges, that overlap with your other stuff. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And I do like 44 Magnum, but I liked 44 Magnum a lot more before I sat and shot that much of it today. And wasn't none of it weak before I sat and shot that much of it today. And I did one time. I took my electronic earmuffs off and set them down, and yep, I lined up the reticle on the crosshairs on the target and popped it, and like the blue mare balls plumb out in the driveway. So I'm thinking to myself, do I really like 44 Magnum anymore? I don't know, y'all. Tell me what y'all think. Talk to you later.